What's happening? What's happening, man? This your boy, your host. You already know. Chill Fetty, off the Chill Fetty, man. We got something good here today, man. This part 3. You know what I'm saying? We going into the evolution of what AI is finna get ready and step us into. You did? Cause man, this thing finna get real serious in the field, man. You got these billionaires, they battling out for the race, for the space, man. So you just got to understand, you got to stay up on game, you know, and start dealing with the present moments. You feel me? And you got Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos. They got these multi-million dollars, close to $1 billion companies out here that a lot of people don't really know about, because some of these companies are like under the radar, not really in the mainstream of things. Because the average person, in the way our culture going, don't really subside to this kind of information. So, you know, it's up to me, Fire Knowledge Hustlers Global Podcast, off the Chill Fetty, your boy, your host, to get this knowledge to my peoples, to my hustlers. Because maybe you can find a hustle in that field, in that sector. Physics, science, technology, just the wave of the future. Everything about to change right before our eyes. So, you know, I had to call this here the tech guard, because these guys are really on top of their game. It's competition, but it's competition for humanity to accelerate and not be left behind. So let me get you some of this information and tune down this tune, and we can get it on, man, because it's gonna get hot in the kitchen, man. All right, check it out. All right, turn this here thing down a little bit. All right, yeah. So let's go on and get it. Let's present this stream. Share the screen for you guys. All right. All right, let's get it in here. Blow this thing up. Boom. Bam. Let me get over here with y'all guys. Let's ride, man. One second here.
The aim company is as well as the IA is made on establishing Starship, a heavy launch vehicle capable of sending humans back to the moon. On the flip side, Blue Origin has only sent 2 crews of tourists to an altitude of just several miles above the Kármán line, which is a total of 62 miles. The Kármán line is the agreed upon boundary of space, and the reason why everyone's been fun at Bezos. Elon has taken an R5 as well, which is to be expected since the two aren't exactly friends. According to popular theoretical physicist Michio Kaku, this so-called blood of billionaires isn't nearly as mainstream media would have you believe. In reality, SpaceX has forged an absolutely insane lead over Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic. How insane? Well, the lead is now so significant that most people in the space industry would call this a heated race for second place. But why aren't things working out for Branson and Bezos like they seem to be for Elon? In July 2021, Richard Branson successfully flew to space with Virgin Galactic, and like clockwork, Bezos launched with Blue Origin just 9 days later. At the time, the two space flights made it seem like the companies were at the same level, but today's reality tells a very different story altogether. Blue Origin has now flown its second and third rock, while Virgin Galactic has yet to launch any 600 people who have reservations for tickets on future flights. Just recently, Virgin Galactic has delayed the beginning of its commercial space tourism service to the fourth quarter of 2022, with the company announcing a reorganization of its development and test flight schedule. According to a Virgin Galactic spokesperson, Branson's company will start the process of refurbishing and improving its spacecraft and carrier.
Hey, listen, man. Listen. You see what they got going on? So it's a battle for space, but I'm gonna also let you guys in on a jewel too as well. Because Richard Branson, you remember the little cell phone company Virgin Mobile? Okay, that's what he used to own as well. Okay, now he also has a whole island in I think it's British Columbia, man. And it has no cars on the island. You have to drive on the island with golf carts. It's a community, and you got to be worth, I believe, like over at least 10 million to stay on the property. So I'm just letting you know, man, these big boys, these big millionaires, billionaires, they play a big game. You know, it's real bosses. And what they're doing is they got some of the brightest minds around them that deal with science, technology, physics. You know, they got a team. You know, so if you want to change the world, man, you got to have that team. You got to have that mind. You know what I mean? You got to display that leadership. And you also got to show action. You know what I mean? So these guys are some of the guys that's bringing technology into reality, you know? So let's just get into it a little bit more. All right. Let's get it in for sure.
Aircraft. The project is expected to last anywhere from 8 to 10 months, with completion expected between
Oh, man, they want to. So while that's doing that,
the news
we're going to do
songs.
this. Bam. It's all
June
right.
and August of 2022. This refurbishment period is expected to begin in September, but the FAA has grounded Virgin Galactic for most of last month to investigate a problem that occurred during the flight that carried Branson in July. The investigation was completed, and the FAA cleared Virgin Galactic to return to flight. Originally, Virgin Galactic had planned to begin the enhancement period after its next planned spaceflight, Unity 23. But according to the company, a recent test flagged a possible reduction in the strength margins of certain materials used to modify specific joints in its vehicles that will require
Wow.
further physical inspection. In a recent statement, Virgin Galactic's CEO Mike Goldglazer said, "The resequencing of our enhancement period and the Unity 23 flight underscores safety-first procedures, provides the most efficient path to commercial service, and an approach for our business and our customers." Things took a turn for the worst when news of the delay went public, and Virgin Galactic's stock took a nosedive. Unity 23 will now happen after the enhancement process, which according to Virgin Galactic is designed to further increase margins that will enable improved reliability, durability, and reduced maintenance requirements. Virgin had 2 more space flights scheduled for the third quarter of 2022, Unity 24 and Unity 25, which no longer have public target dates. Unity 25 will represent the launch of Virgin Galactic's commercial service, but with no set target date, public interest in the project is quickly fading. Blue Origin doing too well either.
So what you can see is that Jeff Bezos gonna get you up there with Blue Origin. Richard Branson got the commercial service. And what he gonna do once Jeff Bezos gets you on one of the landing stations, Branson gonna come around, pick you up, and give you a tour around space. That's his game. He already got like 400 people are signed up, and those like $1 million flights, man. So you got to really see what they got going on. So now he got a lot of uh, flight delays, couple of delays. But what the man say, they putting out a product where they know it's going to be a for sure product. So things like that take time. That don't happen just overnight. That may take a year, 2 years, and there ain't no telling how long it took them to build what they have now. So these always been projects in the making. And as technology evolves, so does the project evolve because you want to have the best. You want to make sure everything working, everything synapsing at the same time. This stuff got to withhold heat. It's thermodynamics. It's so much involved with this stuff, especially when companies came and started developing things away from the NASA platform. At first, it just used to be like NASA, Russia Space Center, China Space Center, and all of that there. But now you got independent guys like these guys here, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, decided to take it upon their own selves and give humanity an extra look because all of that space stuff used to be secretive. And you'll see, man, they saying like Elon Musk was saying, like probably in 3 to 5 years, man, they'll probably be on Mars. So what we'll do, we'll listen to a little bit more, and I'm gonna get into some more video clips and show you some other companies these guys got. And man, it's real deep. Let me get right here. Let me see what we got. Okay, let's go right here.
Was
All right.
gradatum ferocity, which is last step ferociously. Most of the talent that left were engineers who got tired of putting
Blue Origin, this
band-aids on
Jeff
the problems.
Bezos
Abrams
company.
believes that the focus, speed, and pressure to move fast can be traced back to 17 was being left behind by its rival SpaceX. Bezos's growing impatience with the pace of development was visible, and many believe it stemmed from the jealousy he
Jeff
seemed to have for
Bezos
both
on
Elon and
Amazon.
Branson, who appeared to be making more progress than him. According to the Abrams essay, Blue Origin's CEO, Bob Smith, repeatedly failed to listen to his employees' growing concerns about the company's toxic workplace culture and the safety of its vehicles. Abrams labeled Bob Smith as one of the most incapable leaders she had ever encountered, saying that plenty of engineers didn't feel comfortable raising safety and quality concerns for fear of retaliation, which is a very scary thing when you're working on a high-risk experimental vehicle. Abrams' essay was co-signed by 20 anonymous current and former employees, giving it tons of credibility. That said, Blue Origin still denied many of the allegations, as you would expect by a company trying to stay afloat. In an internal email to Blue Origin employees earlier this month, Smith wrote, "It is particularly difficult and painful for me to hear claims being levied that attempt to characterize our entire team in a way that doesn't align with the character and capability that I see at Blue Origin every day. As always, I welcome and encourage any member of Team Blue to speak directly with me if they have concerns on a topic at any time." Just recently,
Okay.
an investigation by the Washington Post echoed the issues raised by Abrams and painted a picture of an organization with a deep distrust of its leadership, sexism, insufficient concern for the safety of its launch vehicles. It should be noted that Bezos actually owns the Washington Post, which goes to show how serious these problems are. One thing
Wow.
is clear. Blue
See, just
Origin
found
won't
out
even have a
something.
chance to compete
Jeff
with
Bezos
SpaceX and Virgin
on the
Galactic if
Washington
it doesn't
Post
figure out a
too.
way to overhaul what one employee described as its authoritarian bro culture. In early 2021, Bezos stepped down from his role as the CEO of Amazon and committed himself to spend more time focused on Blue Origin. However, it's anyone's guess whether Bezos can clean up the company's act and implement his grand vision for human space exploration and a sense of common purpose. But as the competition stumbles, SpaceX has been on a tear, launching space flights faster than
Oh,
any other
Elon.
space company, or agency for that matter. Aside from its general success and high public approval, industry experts have pointed out that the SpaceX experience is very different compared to flying with Virgin Galactic or Blue Origin. Based on the $55 million that NASA is paying per astronaut for missions, you can estimate the price of a SpaceX trip to be around $200 million. By
Wow.
contrast, the Virgin Galactic ticket goes for $200,000 to $450,000, owing to the fact that you're technically not going to space. Blue Origin Well, Blue Origin declined to disclose how much its passengers were paying for tickets, which, after everything we've heard, wasn't really that surprising.
See
The
what I'm
only
saying?
indication of Blue Origin's pricing structure is a public auction that the company held for a seat on its first flight with Bezos, which went for $28 million.
Woo.
According to Bezos, Blue Origin has sold nearly $100 million worth of tickets for New Shepard flights. And while we're talking money, we'd be remiss if we failed to mention that Elon Musk is now the richest man in the world and is worth $230 billion. With a net worth greater than Warren Buffett and Bill Gates combined, interesting to see how this influences Musk's projects and operations. Replying to a tweet about his newfound title of the richest man on Earth, Elon said, hopefully enough to extend life to Mars. Yes, Elon, we're pretty confident that if anyone is going to get us there, it's going to be you.
Better
Until next
believe it,
time,
though. You
welcome to
already
the
know,
future.
man.
When advertising on YouTube, I know that making an authentic video with a clear...
Get back to y'all in a minute here. So, we back on track, baby. So how y'all feel about that, man? You know, just a few commercials. You know, I'm got to keep y'all up on game, man. You know, I'm gonna get better and better as I go. You feel me? I'm gonna do some editing, getting, you know what I mean? So we're gonna have this thing flowing like a sewing machine, you feel me? So we close to them 1,000 subscribers. We need like 100 more. Man, y'all been riding with your boy, you heard me. And we just like to get this information out, you know. This information is imperative to the people and is conducive to your success in the future because of the simple fact that this is what we need to teach our children, our youth: science, technology, math, engineering, agriculture. You know, you got to eat. You got to have them that good food in you. You know what I mean? So, but you also got to pay the way. You know, so talking to y'all through streaming 10, 20 years ago, I wouldn't even want no streaming, you know, too much want no YouTube, you know. So a lot of this is paving the way. You know, so when we get to dealing with AI, artificial intelligence, also Amazon making robots, Jeff Bezos' company. You see, he already owned the Washington Post. Richard Branson, he got islands, other kind of investments. You know, he was the owner of a telecommunication company. You know, Virgin Mobile. And then, you know, you got Elon Musk. You already know what he owned: Neuralink, SpaceX, Tesla. You know, so these boys, big boy millionaires, billionaires. You know what I'm saying? And they thinkers. You know, they had dreams and they made them happen. So you could do the same thing. You know, I use myself as a prime example. I come all the way from the gutter, sleeping in my car. You know, people vouch for that. I'm on the streets. I'm on the block. You know, 3-4 months in my car. You know what I'm saying? You just got to take risks. You got to take chances. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your dreams. You know, it's plenty people, plenty leaders that come from the struggle. That was entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs. You know, you got dreams to take your brand public one day. You can do it. You just got to put in the work. You know, you got to put in the work. That's why I wrote my book, Fire Knowledge 2, coming out with Fire Knowledge 3 pretty much next month. Fire Knowledge 2 was dealing with, you know, the secret laws of eternal wealth. You know, you got something inside you, that pure gold, that pure source. And it talk to you every day. When you look in that mirror, it talk to you every day. Because you are somebody, you know. And what we finna do here is we're gonna get the Neuralink. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. And I'm gonna go to Neuralink right here. Give me 1 second here while I get the Neuralink. And I'm gonna show y'all about what Elon Musk got going on here. Okay. So we finna go to the Neuralink website. Let me share the screen. And boom. Boom. Okay, bam. Okay, so y'all can see that right there. We on Neuralink screen. And I'm gonna go to science. You know, and we're gonna understand the brain a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you can see what it say right here. So tap it out. Boom. You can see right there. Y'all can see the screen? Okay, great. So it say there are 86 billion neurons in your brain. Neurons send and receive information. Although neurons come in many different types, they generally have three parts: a dendrite, which receives a signal, a cell body called soma, which computes the signal, and an axon, which sends out a signal. So let's play this video and understanding the brain. Now, this is the company that Elon Musk owns. And what I'm getting to is that he trying to basically put the chips in your brain. I'm gonna give it to you cold, raw, and rugged, because that's what he's trying to do, put the chips in your brain. So let's watch this video and get into it, man.
You want to move your cursor. Like all information you can perceive or imagine, the intent to move a computer cursor is represented in your brain. Your brain is composed of nearly 100 billion cells called neurons. Neurons come in many complex shapes, but generally, they have a dendritic arbor, a cell body called a soma, and an axon. The neurons of your brain connect to form a large network through axon-dendrite junctions called synapses. At these connection points,
Just trying to chop up
neurons
a little bit,
communicate with
man.
each other using chemical signals called neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are released from the end of an axon in response to an electrical spike called an action potential. When a cell receives enough of the right kind of neurotransmitter input, a chain reaction is triggered that causes an action potential to fire, and the neuron to in turn relay messages to its own downstream synapses.
For real.
Action potentials produce an electric field that spreads from the neuron and can be detected by placing electrodes nearby, allowing recording of the information represented by a neuron. Information about everything from movement to vision, to hearing, to hunger, to dreaming during sleep. Everything you can experience can be found by recording these electrical signals in different areas of the brain. Information about moving your cursor can be found in a number of brain areas, including the primary motor cortex, or M1. When the cursor is moved up, some neurons in M1 will fire a lot, some will fire a little, and others will be silent, and vice versa if the cursor is moved down. In other brain areas, relevant information is represented in more complex ways, which can be learned with more sophisticated models. Through these relationships, we can begin to decode the communication signals in the brain. And by recording enough neurons, movement intent can be elucidated with higher fidelity.
All right. So we can see right there, man, that they ain't playing no game. So what we finna do right here, let me shorten this screen back up for y'all. Get up out of there. So we'll go to this next one right here, right? So you can see right here, say neurons are connected through synapses. The neurons of your brain connect to each other and to send and receive signals through axon dendrite connections called synapses. So what we're gonna do right here is we'll go to the approach. Let's check the approach out. You heard me? Interfacing with the brain. Okay. So you can see the brain. It say the link. We're aiming to design a fully implantable. Do you understand what this man say? See this right here? Fully implantable, cosmetically invisible brain computer interface to let, see, they're going to do some surgery. So they're going to put it in your head where nobody can see it. It's called a link. We're aiming to design a fully implantable, cosmetically invisible brain computer interface to let you control a computer or mobile device anywhere you go. Do you understand what he's saying? You're going to be able to just hold anything in your hand and think on it. You ain't got to touch the screen. All you got to do is say in your mind, I want to get on Facebook. I want to get on Twitter. I want to get on, or download this here app. And it's going to do it. What he's saying is micron scale threads would be inserted into areas of the brain that control movement, just like those synapses. Each thread contains many electrodes and connects them to an implant called the link. So y'all just seen that, right? And this is how the chip look, man. This is the link. It's the neural threads. So I'm showing y'all how everything look. So what y'all so so the people like it's supposed to help medical causes too, like Alzheimer's, I believe, and things like that. But the intention is too, like the man said, you're gonna be able to control devices wirelessly from your mind, your brain. When you think on it, boom, it's gonna be able to send the frequency, the wave, the electrodes to the device. I didn't say it. This is what they working on, and you can see it right here. It got a charger, everything. That's it right there. So, this is how they working on it. You say precision automated neural surgery. They got these robots back here, this artificial intelligence. So y'all can see what they're working with right here. The threads on the link are so fine and flexible that they can't be inserted by the human hand. You hear this? They're using a robot to do the surgery and put the thread on the other parts of your brain. It said, instead, we are building a robotic, listen, we are building a robotic system that is designed to reliably and efficiently insert, these are key words, these threads exactly where the neurosurgeon wants them to be. It's going to be pure point precision, man. So you can get the app on your iPhone, learn more. So, man, I'm just giving y'all a game on what's going on in the future. And you got to be really, really, really up on this stuff. So if you want to get an application, want to work with them, you got a patient registry. If you want to come volunteer, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just showing y'all some things, man, on what they got going on. You feel me? And let me stop sharing this here link here. All right. Start sharing that right quick. All right, get back to y'all talk, man. So how y'all feel, man? These the billionaires, these the tech gods. Y'all already know that Jeff Bezos got his thing going on with the Amazon robots. They're gonna have the drones. He already own Whole Foods. He own MedLife, some type of medical company now. So these guys, man, they own assets. Once you become a millionaire, billionaire, you want to keep developing and buying other businesses. They help keep your main business strong, but you want to buy other businesses because they could be in competition with you, but at the same time, you'll be like, okay, we can bring them aboard because they're going to help grow the business. They're going to keep it from local, citywide, statewide to global, international. So how these guys moving. These guys playing big chess in this game. So put that on a smaller model. It's the same game you can do. You feel me? So you start your business, you see another business. It's just like putting together a team. You're not sharp in graphics, you need a graphic artist. Okay, boom. You're not sharp in finances, you need a accountant. Okay, boom. These the things you got to have in place. Sometimes you're going to start by yourself, but once you start building revenue, once you start feeling like, okay, I can spare that part-time worker or that person on the side, that'll free my time up to create more. So you got to pay for services, you got to pay for advertising, you got to pay for marketing when you're trying to produce and bring your products out and be and have public service. And this just the way the game go, because now we in the internet of things. We steady moving forward, we steady evolving. So for the entrepreneurs out there, it's good to always watch millionaires, billionaires on how they move, what they got coming up, what's the next thing, what's the next wave, what's the trend, what's going on in that market, in that field. Maybe I can connect my product or my service to that field. You got to produce while you're here on the planet. It's a must. We gonna label, but we want to see the fruits of our labor. So I'm dropping this knowledge that these boys got a race for space. They also trying to work with things as far as the Neuralink in the brain, and this AI is really, really taking off rapidly. I'm talking about rapidly. So, this part 3. I had to drop these here jewels for y'all because a lot of people don't know about who running the game, who running things really in tech. I left Microsoft and Apple out. I ain't even want to bring, because that's the top 5. I'm going to do Microsoft and Apple and Facebook probably later on in the week, because you got Tim Cook, got Mark Zuckerberg, and you got Bill Gates, not the owner of Microsoft, but he's still a board holder, but he still make them big shot calls. Trust that. So I'm leave it right there. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I appreciate you guys for tapping in, getting this futuristic knowledge, because we ain't gonna be left behind. You know what I'm saying? Just call we, you know what I'm saying? Just call we black. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna like. You heard me? Fire Knowledge for Hustlers Global Podcast. Thanks for tapping in, my friend. Tell a friend, tell another friend. Hit that little notification bell when I go live. Let's get to this 1,000 so we can get monetized. You heard me? Love y'all. Appreciate it, man. For real. Much love in the field. Yeah, y'all. 2023. Stay on point.